Hello, today we're going to be making some spaghetti bolognese. Well, first thing we need is spaghetti. Next up is the mince. For flavoring and additions, we will have the salt, pepper, which is always good to have. You put it on the sauce to make it have a nice little kind of spicy little taste. We got onion powder to add a little interesting taste to the sauce, because if it's just tomato it can be a bit bland. Including those is sugar. Now you might be thinking, why would you need sugar? It's not a kind of bakery food type. But the thing is if you add that to the sauce, which doesn't really have any sugar in it when you first get it out, it kind of compensates for that lack of sugar. And for the sauce itself, kind of a pressed puree of tomato kind of saucy type is usually what you want to go for. For the mince, you're going to want a little bit of oil, food oil. The reason why you need food oil is because otherwise the mince will kind of get burnt and stick to the pan. So first, get a knife, you go like this. There, after you start the hole, you can kind of just peel it off. All good. Oh yeah, we don't want to forget about the pans. First we need a big pot for the pasta, which we're going to fill with water immediately. You don't want to spend an hour doing the mince while waiting for the water to boil up because you forgot to do it. That's a bit much. So I would say you don't want it to be too high up, but you want to have enough water for the pasta to be completely submerged. So usually a little bit over halfway. The refraction of the light makes it look really, really shallow, but it's actually probably like 2/3 up. Alright. You want to put that to, not necessarily max, but pretty high up, so 2.5 out of 3. Next, we want to put the mince in a flat pan, which has a lot of surface area, so that it can cook the mince more evenly. So all you gotta do is just drop it in there. What you don't want to do is forget this. This is a very important thing to take off. You'll also want a fork, because you're going to be doing a lot of stirring with the mince. What you want to do is sort of put it to, if it's out of 3, which mine is, 1.5 is... Get a little bit of oil, not too much. There, that's probably, yeah, that's enough. You don't want to leave any clumps like this, because there's a chance, well, if you're rushing, there's a chance that you won't be able to cook them in time, so they'll be undercooked. You should have the thing on the right there, those little pieces, not this, so you gotta, there we go. Right now there's tiny bubbles in it, and those bubbles will start getting bigger and bigger until eventually it starts, they start going up and it starts boiling, but you can tell that it's a little bit warm. This is probably the more tedious part of it, because right now all you want is for the mince to start actually cooking, and you have nothing to do with the pasta, so make sure there's zero redness. You don't, not even a tint of red. It needs to be all gray. Make sure you've got an oven glove for when you need to strain the pasta. Here's a strainer to strain the pasta, which you're going to need to do. And the accompanying glove. You're going to need to hold the pot and this at the same time, so there's a technique that I'll show you later to effectively strain the water without like burning yourself or something. You don't want to see any red, and you just keep stirring like this. So this is all gray now. There's no red. There's a couple of pieces, big chunks, but you just kind of get them. If you have scissors, use those. Otherwise, it'll be a lot harder. Cut that. There you go. Out of here, and then you want like maybe like. Well, it depends on the how many people. Usually, that's a bit much because this is spaghetti bolognese. It's not just spaghetti, so. That's a reasonable amount. So you gotta like break this in half. Hard with the camera, but. So now you've got your two pieces. Also, take note of the time. 8 minutes. So that says 8 minutes. So you look at the clock, 5:47. So you want it to be done by 55. You want it to be done by 55. And so you might not think that's boiling, but that's good enough because you don't need the water to be completely like almost overflowing. Don't once this is getting cooked, put this to like maybe a half because you can start to smell it burning. So you just boof and boof, and you'll always get one or two pieces that come out. You just want to make sure you don't touch anything. Probably use a paper towel. So our pasta is cooking. You want to get another fork and stir this so that all the pieces are under the water. So this is definitely ready. This has been staying here. Basically, yeah, all the oil is almost gone now. It's evaporated. So take a box of this, and the easiest way to do it is just get the scissors and boop. It's good enough. And then you just kind of sprinkle it around. Now you might be thinking, that looks like ketchup. This is gonna be terrible. What are you talking about? But trust me, once you add the salt, the sugar, all that, and it mixes with the mince and the oil nicely, now you don't want to lose track of time. So we have another 5 minutes or about 5-6 minutes left for that to be finished. You want to occasionally you want to stir it because you want to start it to, yeah, there, now it's bending a bit more. It's not as straight now. It's not brittle and straight. It's a lot more wavy like it should be. And once you add the pasta on it, it's good. It mixes pretty well with it. So, you can put salt in it now, put a bit in to get it started. And then we wait. How many minutes? Okay, we are approaching our estimated time. I mean, it should be roughly the same time if it's boiling enough like it is now. The spaghetti packaging should almost always say how long you need to cook and boil it. If it doesn't, then that's a bit strange. I guess just use your best judgment.
So now it's about time to get the strainer out and strain the water out, since it is the estimated time that it would take. You get the strainer and you gotta use an oven glove to carry the pot, and then you use the other hand to strain it, to hold the strainer, and you have to do it over a sink, and then you're good. Then you've got to add salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, sage or salvia, and sugar. Each shouldn't be more than a teaspoon.